D minor 13, E flat add 9, C major 7 flat 13. I didn't become a musician to do a bunch of math. I just want to play music. Why are there so many numbers? What does it all mean? Did I remember to turn off the stove? If you had a dialogue similar to this going on in your head, don't panic. These numbers are something called chord extensions, and all they are notes that we add to a chord for some extra flavor. And it's actually not that complicated once you understand a few simple ideas. So let's dive in. Consider, if you will, the C major scale. Let's start with a little bit of elementary music theory. Chords are built in thirds, and all that means is that we're playing every other note in a scale. If we play every other note for 2 octaves, it sounds something like this. And that brings us back to C. The first 4 numbers, 1, 3, 5, and 7, are easy to understand because those are the same as their scale degrees. So why do the remaining notes in the scale get these other weird numbers? I'll explain. If we look at 1, 3, 5, and 7, we can see that there's some numbers missing. All the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. Well, an interesting thing happens if we keep piling up thirds on top of the 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. If we start with a C major chord and keep stacking these thirds, it sounds something like this. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. There's D. That's our missing 2. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Well, there's our missing 4, F. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. And there's A, our missing 6. All these crazy numbers are simply a way of thinking about the notes in relation to a chord. When you see something that says flat 9, sharp 11, or flat 13, all that means is we're raising or lowering these chord extensions by a half a step. It's really that simple. As an aside, if you see a chord that says add 9, add 6, add 13, now what that's referring to is a triad with an added note. Whereas a 9 chord implies that you have the full stack of thirds. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's almost another subject of its own, learning how to interpret what chord symbols mean. But I just thought I'd throw that in there. Now, up to this point, we've only been talking about extensions built on top of C major. Now, what if you see one of these numbers next to a chord that is not the root chord? For instance, D in the key of C major. Well, we can apply the same process of stacking thirds, starting from a different note. If we start on D and count that as our 1, it would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. And because the intervals are different, you end up with a Dorian tonality. We won't get into modes right now, but it's just some food for thought. And the same thing happens if we start on E, using that as our 1. And back to E. And so on up the scale. F. G. A. And finally, B. Once you have a handle of these extended arpeggios in C major, it's really valuable to try practicing them in all 12 keys. Yes, it's absolutely going to take some practice to start seeing these patterns all over the fretboard, but once you do, it opens up a whole world of possibilities. And all we're doing is learning how to count the space between notes in a scale. And even if you're someone who has no intention of playing anything more complicated than a few cowboy chords, hopefully this will expand the way you think about music. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check back for future videos. Until next time, my name's Mike, and thank you for watching.